Welcome, 239 Uncensored, everything Southwest Florida and beyond. We have probably the coolest guest right now of all time. We've got Adam Jenne. Adam is also known as maybe the panty passenger. How are you doing, Adam?
Fantastic. How are you?
Good. How's that going now with this whole thing? Now we've been watching all over the news. If you haven't heard, Adam has tried to fly a couple times with his his panty face mask. Fill us in on this.
Well, it was only successful departure to landing one other time.
Okay.
But it only failed in the same way one other time as well. So all the other times have met with various confrontations, but eventually compliance on my part and doing what I needed to do to get to where I was going.
That's pretty cool. Now, from my understanding, you had a quite the to-do trying to fly from Fort Lauderdale to Washington, D.C. How did that end up? Did they actually take you off the plane before you could even fly, or was it after?
No, they so the airlines basically tell you that you're not flying on the plane.
Okay.
And it's up to you at that point whether you're going to be an obstinate moron and create a problem and have the sheriffs come on board and escort you off in handcuffs.
Right.
Or you just walk off the plane like a human and say, okay, you're refusing me service, which is what I did.
Okay. Yeah. And I understand everything you're doing is peaceful and you're just trying to make a point. How'd you come up with this idea?
Well, it wasn't that hard. I've been doing it since June of 2020. So
I thought you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna say since you've been in high school or something.
No. I don't have some weird fetish or anything like that.
Right.
But, Fauci foisted a fetish upon me, I guess.
Yeah, and you know what? It's kind of interesting because I know you can't see it because we're trying to get you on video, but what I've got a face mask that's very much similar to like it would be like a thong or panties, and it's the same material pretty much, and it's the same size. And I've worn that thing. I've worn that thing probably 15 times since I've been flying. Nobody's ever said anything about that.
No, and they don't. It's just the shape that it's cut in, how it looks. And really, all it takes is what I've learned over the past couple months is one person who finds it objectionable, whether it be a flight attendant or somebody else on the plane, and all of a sudden your day, your next couple days are ruined. It's really atrocious.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then pushing that there's a reason behind it. And I got to see actually before I got information about the story, I listened to it this morning and I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is a funny way of kind of proving a point. Why do you feel that's important?
Well, humor is something we all have in common, right? We're all looking for that.
Right.
Bringing humor to people's lives, it's fantastic. It puts a smile on people's faces, which is ironically exactly what we're missing, right? By covering everybody's faces. So you can't tell when somebody's happy, sad, in despair, or any other emotion that's expressed by the face. And this is something that's so wild and outrageous that most people can't help but laugh, and they love it. They encourage it. They roar with laughter. It's great.
Yeah, no.
And so making people laugh is an enjoyable thing to do.
I agree. Especially this time of year. We need a little bit of uplift.
Absolutely.
Do you think that the face mask, the way you're wearing it, is just as effective or meets and conforms with the rules just like the person next to you? I mean, is there really any difference other than the fact that it's a thong or a panty?
Well, I guarantee if I was wearing it the other direction, it wouldn't conform. But
I love it. Right.
but wearing it face forward, it met all the qualifications. And actually, TSA confirmed that. They confirmed it in writing with their agent on the ground, and actually granted me permission to wear it in the airport. So Yes, definitively yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, and then it's good to have that conviction. Now, one other thing I noticed, you did have a "Let's Go Brandon" shirt on. Do you think that had any impact of how the folks treated you, whether it be good or bad? Do you think that had any impact?
I would say yes, but both good and bad.
Right.
So everybody's different. Everybody's got their own opinions, right? So I would say yes, because the people that are disparaging towards the comments of "Let's Go Brandon" don't even understand why it exists.
Right.
It's such a simple concept, and it's been allowed to be defined by media people that it's actually railing against. So it's misdefined already. It didn't take long for that to happen. So they probably, some people probably looked at me as you know, a redneck moron. I don't know. And then doing this probably didn't help that image. But so yeah, I mean, in some ways, yes. And then the other people that I was surrounded with that understand it, they it's not a joke, but they get it. It worked to my benefit. So it's a sword that cuts both directions.
Yeah, and I understand that. I listened to you this morning on news that, you know, you're equating or potentially trying to set something apart. And you mentioned Rosa Parks, right? She stood up for something, and she got attention maybe a little bit different way. But you are trying to make a point. There's no doubt that this. I think your point is the ridiculousness of the whole thing. But correct me if I'm wrong. Is that kind of where we're at right now?
Yeah, absolutely. Absurdity is being absurd is a great way to illustrate absurdity. And I don't think what's going on now, there isn't a word in the dictionary that aptly defines sanity or the absurdity of it all. There isn't one. There's not one that's more absurd. This stuff is insane. It's nonsensical. It breaks down.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. I totally get it. Yeah, get a little bit,
So
break
if you're gonna demand that I cover my face with cloth that has no testing behind it, no rating behind it, no independent laboratory studies to calibrate its authenticity or how effective it is, then what's it matter what shape it's in? It's insane. It's absolutely nuts.
It's going to like the extreme level. Now, one last question. Well, I got you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But really quick on the Rosa Parks thing, that actually stems out of an interaction that I had with the flight attendant in July, ironically, right around 4th of July of 2020. And I think it's a really good parallel. But that flight attendant kind of backed herself into a corner where she said that she was just doing her job. And I said, well, so was Rosa Parks' bus driver.
Yeah.
And you can decide what side of history you want to be on. Yeah. I choose the right side. And I still think I'm on the right side of history.
Yeah, very, very interesting. Very interesting. I got one other question. I know you're in a different spot right now, and as far as where you flew to, but when you come back, are you going to try it again? And are you going to keep continuing with the red panties, or what you got different colors, or what do you got planned for that?
Oh yeah, I wear a different color based on what shirt I'm wearing, what season it is. Absolutely,
you got to coordinate. Well, yeah. Well, do me a favor
there's a whole drawer next to my underwear drawer that's got, I don't know, 150 of them, so plenty to choose from.
What colors do you need? Right, you're in good shape. Exactly. Hey, Adam. It's been great. I really want you to come back on. We got a little bit more time. I know you're traveling. You're picking up bags. You're doing a lot of crazy stuff. So when this stuff unfolds a little bit more, let's come on, we'll get some video. I have a pretty cool I'm gonna put it up here. I got a pretty cool like mask, a 239 mask, but it's exactly the same material used. And again, you'd laugh because you're like, oh, geez, that looks like exactly what I've been wearing. The same thing, you know? So when you get a chance, I want to definitely have you on. We'll do a little video. We'll talk about that, but I definitely needed to get this out tonight. So we got a lot of viewers, especially in the 239. So, you know, thank you for sticking up for what you believe in. It's important. And like I said, it's peaceful, and you handle yourself very well. And I know you will do that and represent the 239 real well.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
You got it, my friend.
Good luck.
All right. 239 Uncensored, everything Southwest Florida and beyond. And we are out.